Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a great question I got from a subscriber about how to fish in muddy water. So a lot of details to cover, but I got you covered. Before we get there, I want to thank everybody because we got to 1,000 subscribers. Yes, we did. We got there shortly after my last video. So thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you for the comments and the feedback. We continue support in this channel. Now let's get into muddy water fishing.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back.
When it comes to fishing muddy water, there are a few things to consider. When the water's clear, the fish can easily use their sight to find food, to find cover, and find things they need. But when the water becomes muddy, they cannot use their sight anymore. They have to use vibration and silhouettes to find those places of cover and also to find food. So with that in mind, let's think about how to catch these bass. When the water gets muddy, fish tend to push shallow. Like, for instance, if I were to turn off the lights in your house, what would you do? You would probably find the nearest recognizable piece of furniture. How do you find that? First, you feel around, and then you look for silhouettes in that area that make you know, oh, that's where my couch is at, that's where my TV is at. Fish do the same thing. When the water gets muddy, so we're talking about maybe clarity of like maybe a foot, maybe 2 feet max, but it's muddy water, chocolate milk looking water, the bass are looking for familiar things, right? They hold tight to brush piles, laydowns, cover, docks. They hold tight to those places because it makes them feel comfortable, just like it would for me and you. So when it's muddy water, the fish push shallower and shallower to get closer to maybe like that wall like you would in your living room, right? To get closer to those places that are familiar to them, right? Now when we try to catch these bass, we're gonna focus on two things. We're gonna focus on color and focus on vibration, because those are the things that the bass are looking for. They're looking for silhouettes in that water, things that look like things to eat, right? And they're also trying to feel now for vibration. They're using their sense of vibration to figure out where those bait fish and things that they can eat are. So with that in mind, let's look at some lures. All right, the first lure I'm gonna talk about is a chatterbait. Not just any chatterbait, I'm talking about either a jackhammer, right? Once again, you see this is like a black or it's a bruised color, but it's black and blue in this. It's a jackhammer. Jackhammer has that big vibration, and it comes with this great color, right? This dark silhouette. So a chatterbait in this situation, you're giving the bass everything it needs to find this bait. You're giving a vibration to hone in, and you're giving it a great silhouette. Another one I might use is this big blade. This is the fire claw color. Once again, it's a big, bold color, right, in that water, and this vibration is huge with the big blade. So a chatterbait really gives the bass everything it needs to find those bait and to find your bait in that water. It gives you vibration and a great silhouette. All right, so sticking with the moving baits, we're gonna go with a spinner bait. Now, I have two spinner baits so you notice the color. Chartreuse white, right? White color in that, once again, that silhouette will shine through in that muddy water. Notice the two blades here. I got a gold blade, you got a Colorado blade on this one. I got two willow blades on this one. But I would rather go with this because the vibration is gonna be that much more profound. The gold blades in the muddy water also help too. This one only has one, but that will really help. This one will be great too, okay, that gold Colorado blade, but it will not give the vibration that this one does, right? So I will tend to use this one in the muddy water, but both are viable options. A spinnerbait, once again, that vibration, that big silhouette, right, with that trailer going, right, flapping back and forth. I'm using like a Storm Largo shad that gives a big vibration with that big Storm Largo shad paddle tail kick. Those things will help the bass hone in on your bait, right? So a spinnerbait in that water, a trail with a big vibration like a Storm Largo shad would be excellent for muddy water fishing. All right, we'll give you one more moving bait and then we'll go on to a slower bait or two, okay? So another one, this is a flat-sided but a square bill, right? Once again, look at that color, it's bright, right? It has a black back. Once again, silhouette. That crankbait is giving that vibration in that water, right? As it's going, that square bill, remember, square bill crankbait. Why? Because fish are shallow. Fish are pushing as close as they can to that bank. Really feeling that really feeling for normalcy, really feeling for where those bait fish are. They're pushing closer to that bank. So with that, square bill is a flat-sided, but get you a square bill, once again, black, right? Something white or chartreuse, something really bold color so they can come through that water even in the low visibility, right? So that square bill, another great one for shallow fishing when it comes to trying to find these bass. All right, and the last one I got for you, well, I'll give you two, right? Kind of combine one. We're gonna go to creature bait. So right here I have one of these sweet beavers right here, Reaction Innovations. a nice little creature bait. This is like a black Texas rig, this bad boy, especially this vegetation. The question that I got really applies to muddy water and vegetation. So a few of those lures that I gave you, that you can get a fish that's above the weeds, that would really help. The spinner bait can come through the weeds, depending on how heavy they are with the vegetation, but that's another great presentation. But if I had heavy weeds, I'm going with the creature bait. One that has as much vibration and movement as I can, right? So this week beef, I'm throwing that in there, Texas rig with a weight, and letting it get down to those weeds. So I want to go with like a half-ounce weight at first, just to figure out, is it getting through? And then once I know that, I can either go up or down my weight. But this is a great one. The Googans have one of those, I forget what they're called, but they have another great creature bait with a lot of tentacles, a lot of movement. Another one I got for you, hold on, I'll go find it. All right, I got you. It's a slim 4-inch, right? This bait has a lot of movement, a lot of tentacles. I would get this probably in like a black, right? But this one, this bad boy right here, as it's coming down, those arms are kicking, right? And when that happens, those silhouettes are moving and attracting bites. So this pack is something, if I had it in the black, I would fish this in muddy water as well. Green pumpkin is not going to cut it for you in muddy water, right? And if I'm going to be honest with you, right, if I want to make it even bigger presentation, I would take that creature bait and I'll put it on a jig, right? One of these big jigs right here. A tip for you guys, this is a pretty long skirt right here. The long skirt is helpful, right, but it doesn't burst as quickly as a shorter skirt. So if I want to grab a bass's attention, I might cut the skirt just a little bit here so that it kind of flares out quicker as it goes down. And as that happens, that silhouette is moving a little bit more, and those bass are attracted to that bait just a little bit more. So these are some tips I have for muddy water fishing. Once again, sometimes when that water clarity isn't there, you have to use other colors that you're used to, and really focusing on that vibration and that silhouette, because that's all the bass has to use, right? Just like us, if we're in a dark room, we only have a few senses, and we use those senses the best we can. Bass do the same thing. So I hope this was helpful to you and to this user right here who asked a great question. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Now's the time. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.